The music therapist will assess, evaluate, structure a music therapy, and then objectively evaluate what happened after giving the therapy. So it's very scientific and structured. Right from the fetus in the womb to the day you leave the body. It's like everyone, and it's for anyone, and for any age, any gender, and it is also for pets, animals, plants, anything that is living benefits from music. Interestingly, your series is called Crossroads. I have been in Crossroads many points of time in my life.
Hi, I'm Neha. Welcome to AtACrossRoads, the YouTube series where we highlight inspiring stories of hope, resilience, and perseverance. Through this series, we explore the lives of people who've made interesting career choices, taken the road less traveled, and have gained tremendous knowledge and experiences along the way. By sharing these stories, we hope to inspire you if you are at a crossroads in your life, personally or professionally. My guest today is Ivy Roy, a music therapist, a motivational speaker, and an accomplished classical singer. Ivy also coaches corporate employees in managing stress. Interestingly, Ivy was a chartered accountant in her early career. Join me as I speak with Ivy about her remarkable journey from being a chartered accountant to a music therapist. Welcome, Ivy. It's great to have you on our show. So do tell us more about this beautiful concept of music therapy and the role of ragas in healing people.
Right. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me over here and for that beautiful introduction. And yeah, it is a very unique concept. And I have been learning music from the age of 5. Music, and especially the Indian classical music, has a lot of healing properties. And why is that? Is because the Saptaswar, the 7 notes, has actually started from something called Nada, the primordial sound of the universe, from where every sound starts. That's the foundation. And then all these notes are from the nature. Our endocrine system, circulatory system, everything moves in a melody and rhythm. And sound, as it was science proved it before, is that it comes through nature and the vibration goes through the cochlea of your ear and touches your brains and spines and the nervous system at various frequencies, which invokes certain emotions, certain experiences within you. So both Hindustani and Carnatic music actually is a part of this, and it's very, very therapeutic. Healing and therapy are 2 different things. Now, healing with music is done at a community, at a group, keeping wellness in mind, like general wellness, where the person is generally healthy, but you are looking at bringing down the stress, bringing down the anxiety, pain, and all of that, with keeping wellness in mind, and it is more a one-way thing, okay? Whereas therapy, how physiotherapy and all these other therapies are, they are intervention. They come from a referral from the doctor for each client, and it's a very individual based, where they will, we have to assess the client, what they are going through, and they would have an ailment. It can be autism spectrum, it can be a trauma, it can be an injury, where then the therapist, the music therapist, will assess, evaluate, structure a music therapy, and then objectively evaluate what happened after giving the therapy. So it's very scientific and structured. And there is not one that fits for all when it comes to therapy. If I tell you, can I give you a little bit of experience as to that? I will just sing the notes. It's not lyrics. And you can close your eyes and see what it brings to you, an experience. It can be colors, it can be pictures, it can be an event, It can be anything.
So should I do that?
Yes,
we can
why
try
not?
that.
That will be very interesting. Yeah.
Right.
So
So basically, I'll close my eyes and I'll
Just close
just
your
imagine,
eyes.
just
You don't-
whatever comes to my.
yeah, just let it come, whatever thoughts come.
That was beautiful. And I mean, what came to my mind when I was, when I had closed my eyes was morning time, sunrise time, like a lotus in a pond, birds flying, basically morning time.
Lovely, lovely. So it's very interesting that though I played a rag, see that is the interesting part. I was singing a rag which is normally sung at night.
Oh, all right.
Whereas the way I did it, rendered it, it brought about a morning experience to you.
Yes.
And that says that there is no one experience will be same for each and every person.
Right.
So the energy centers in our body, the chakras as they are called, they vibrate at various frequencies. So when we are doing Om at different notes, it will immediately bring about a balance in you. It will bring down the blood pressure level. It will calm you down. And now that we know that everything and anything comes out of stress, right?
Yes, that's right.
Most of our disease is through the stress. So if you are able to bring that stress level down, then you have conquered over most of the disease.
Right.
And it says that if your body is at ease, then there is no disease.
Yes.
Right? So it's a beautiful concept which not only my music has helped me to understand, as I have been doing a lot of workshops.
Yes.
So I also teach Indian classical music to children and adults. And while teaching music, I also realize the effect it brings about in the children, in the adults. They calm down. They try to focus on learning patterns with a rhythm where the mind is at absolutely present in the present, which is a beautiful thing. If you really go to explain it, it's difficult, but if you experience it, then it is really beautiful. The workshops that I do are for children with patterns and beats. Beat plays a beautiful thing. Drumming, beating, and then I also make them talk in rhythm. And some of them, the creativity comes out by the way they make poetry in rhythm, automatically without me telling them to do that.
So that's part of your workshop?
Yes. And at the professional level, adults are initially very apprehensive because the first thing they think, what will others think? Will I be able to do it? So the adults have a lot of apprehension that comes in. So it's a very good icebreaker.
Yes.
At the corporate level as well as, with the general adults of coming from different walks of life. And then they start laughing because that immediately brings the stress down. That immediately makes them feel, oh, I can do this. It's such a nice thing. It's a simple thing. Can I just do it, And children, of course, through patterns, that helps their analytical skill because if I give them a pattern, say, sa re ga ma, 4 notes, sa re ga ma ma, sa re ga ga, sa re ma ma ga re sa. I made that pattern. Sa sa re re ga ga ma 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 ga ga re re sa sa. So immediately you're thinking, how many patterns can you make? Permutation, combination in maths. So it really helps. The good thing that has happened now, it was all very belief based. Now science is backing it all up.
Wow.
Yes. So therapy is actually evidence-based, because once you're doing it and then the evidence is there to see that intervention has helped that particular patient to come from and bring them from one level to a better level in health, along with the medical, of course, I'm not saying it's a substitute, and it should never be, because it's an alternative therapy, just like a catalyst, helps you to heal faster.
So what would you say, like what category of people should attend your workshop? Like who will benefit from your workshops?
It's a very interesting question, because the spectrum is huge. So right from the fetus in the womb to the day you leave the body. It's like everyone, and it's for anyone, and for any age, any gender, and it is also for pets, animals, plants, anything that is living benefits from music. So evidence has also proved with the fetus in the womb and children in the womb, if the pregnant mothers are given some kind of structured music depending on their cultural roots, and then when they took the test, they found the children of the mothers who were listening to the music had a better motor skill. Abroad, that is a big thing, according to the American Institution of Music Therapy. They have, and in London and everywhere, that when the soldiers came first after the World War, they had a lot of PTSD. That is the post-traumatic syndrome, stress syndrome. Physically, they got well, whatever the doctors could do. They couldn't rationalize that how their colleague died right next to them, or they picked up the rifle and shot somebody else and killed. That was the battlefield. They did what it was needed to do. But in a general place where they are sitting, they cannot rationalize why did I kill someone, or how someone got killed, why I got injured. And they just couldn't come out of it. A lot of stress. And that's how, when people were singing to them, without realizing they are actually healing them and doing therapy, that they would bring back memories before they went into the fighting and went into the army, and they started leading normal lives. So I have also faced that, so I know that how stress can come down from any kind of accident and trauma. So now that these kind of things are being used here in India as well, which is beautiful, because people need to get aware all these alternative form of therapy and use it. So to answer your question, everybody can get therapy.
It's great that mental well-being and mental health is being given so much importance today. So, so what prompted you into this space? Like any key turning points in your life which you would like to talk about?
Yes, actually, because it kind of brings me back to the fact that, interestingly, your series is called Crossroads. I have been in Crossroads many points of time in my life. And so see, I grew up like a normal middle-class Bengali family, traditional Bengali family, learning music and everything. But the first, I'll say the curveball, which nature sent to me, was at the age of 15 when I lost my dad suddenly, at a heart attack. We didn't expect that to happen. I literally turned overnight from this very free-flowing butterfly kind of a girl who had no worries in life to take over charges of the family. I matured overnight. Strangely enough, how music, reminds you of situations, my music stopped actually. My music was associated more with my dad than my mom, right? My mom did correct me if I made a mistake, but my dad was the one who kept motivating me and inspiring me to do my riyaz, to learn it, to do everything about music. My music left me at the time when I was really struggling with my, I had to study, I had to earn at the same time, so I didn't have time. 24 hours was just enough. 10 years later, when I was just about, come up and being afloat, my mom committed suicide. It was a huge, huge setback for me, because she set herself on fire. I had no idea in 1 second the whole house was burning down. And me trying to, save her, I was also caught in fire. My mother died overnight within 24 hours. I did not know. I was in a coma for some time and in ICU. So I fought my last battle, I think, to come back and be surviving. And that's how the mind is so strong. Then the next few years were even more traumatic than when I lost my dad. Because my house has burned down. I couldn't walk. My left hand was stuck like this. And for almost a year, I'm going in and out of surgeries. I eventually came to Bombay to start myself, to give myself one last try that can I be that same ambitious, optimistic, positive Ivy without thinking that, for me surrendering or giving up was like dying. Can I bring back my life? So literally like a movie, 30,000 rupees, 2 suitcases, no place to stay, I was in Bombay.
Oh my God.
And of course, in the walks of life, as some people come and help you and go. So I stayed somewhere, then I stayed in the hostel, then I was moving around. Fast forward to that, I of course had met different people in my life. I also got married. People thinking that, you're so beautiful and everything. It was even worse situation. I had to get divorced from that person. And so eventually I also learned all these lessons in my life. And then finally, I met the most amazing person in my life, who is now my current husband. And music came back. And this time to heal me. Because now when I was doing my music, yes, I shed tears, yes, I cried, but I was also very happy in my journey. I wanted to leave my career, which was going very well. I was absolutely have no problem with my career, but I always wanted to come into music in some way or the other. That was a big decision I had to take. Should I leave my professional career and jump into music? And the biggest person who supported me in this was my husband. And he said, yeah, why not? This was always your first love. So I'm really grateful that I could take that decision. And I took that decision of leaving my thriving professional career and come to music and start right from the beginning, from the bottom. So here I am, after taking many, many decisions of which way to go in life. And I am here today talking to you.
Thank you so much for sharing, your journey in so much detail. Would you also say that there were a lot of people who, supported you and stood by you, or, were there disappointments along the way?
Absolutely. Life cannot be hunky-dory. Many disappointments, especially from very loved and dear ones who you see them at a different way when situations change in your life. And many angels, many angels, my 2 mommies who stood by me like big support, my 2 brothers, and many friends, who the person who had given me a one-night stay in their house. Of course, now my biggest support is my husband, who actually make me feel and turn and look in a different way at myself. Along with him, his brother, his mother, his sister. I'm blessed with a very good household. Actually, my in-laws, they are wonderful people who made me understand my own identity as me as a human being, and my 2 children. My son is like a Harishchandra who's born, and both of them are my adopted kids. And I bless the womb that they were born in, honestly. And my daughter always reflected me, triggering all my stress buttons to make me a better person. But I would also take the opportunity to now see gratitude and forgive all the people who disappointed me, including my first husband. Because, I have learned lessons. I think those lessons needed to be learned. That's all I can say.
No, thank you, Ivy. And yes, surely you were at a crossroads more than once in your life. You know, that's a great, inspiring story. Is there any message that you would, I mean, you have been through physical as well as, mental healing yourself. Is there any message that you would like to give out to people who are currently fighting their own battles and, they don't know who to talk to or who to turn to?
Yes, absolutely. The whole reason why I do, motivational speaking, or I'm here telling my story, is the reason for people to understand that it is very, very important to have one line of communication to whoever they think, if it's not professional, to someone at least. Because when you hit rock bottom, when everything is going wrong, it's very difficult to believe that things will turn around. But believe me, Neha, things will turn around, because when you've hit the bottom, according to the law of the universe, you can only come up. You can't go down further. So at that point, if they could have held on to, that one sliver of hope that things will turn around, they should take that and not go down and just come up. If I light one light, and today, through your channel and with this conversation, if I can light one lamp in the heart of one person, he or she will light that lamp in another person, and that light will keep, going on and on through the lamp. And that's what I want, and that's what I want to tell everyone out there.
Okay, finally, a song that inspires you, and if you could sing that for us.
Yes. So, a song, interestingly, whenever we think of songs, it's always the old Hindi numbers, and which are also from, classical ragas, because olden days songs were a lot of mixture of ragas, and they're all 7 notes, right? So I live by that song, as my dad would say, that रुक जाना नहीं तो कहीं हार के, कांटों से चल के मिलेंगे साए बाहर के, ओ राही ओ राही ओ राही ओ राही. So even if you walk on
Beautiful.
the thorns, you will come out as Beautiful. A winner.
Well, thank you so much, Ivy, for being on our show, and it has been an absolutely, inspiring, just to sit here and listen to you. So I'm sure your story is going to really benefit a lot of people out there. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.